To eat is a necessity, but to eat intelligently is an art. My name is Cynthia Benson Ajay, and I'm a health science student at the University of Memphis. There are so many health behavior concepts or choices that help us live our lives more fruitfully, more easier, more joyful. But tonight, we choose to talk about one of them. Some of the examples of health behavior concepts or choices that we make that make our lives more fruitful is quitting smoking, having sufficient sleep or getting enough rest, healthy eating, and things like that, and I'm sure all of my audience today have heard of it before. But like we all know, making a change can be tough or challenging at times, but it always starts with one step in the right direction, and the rest will follow. So tonight, I choose for us to talk about healthy eating behavior choice that we can all make to make our life a little bit more better. And so I choose my title as Feed the Engine the Right Fuel. Why? I'm talking about food, nutrition, the choices we make, but why do I compare it with an engine? Feeding the engine the right fuel. Our bodies is like an engine. It needs fueling, it needs maintenance, and it needs repairs. And like we all know, if you feed your engine the right fuel it needs and you maintain it, it hardly breaks down. And if it does, it's not as costly as if you had not maintained it the way it needs to run. And a machine or an engine like that performs at its optimum. So our body is an engine. It's a machine. We need to fuel it. We need to maintain it. And when it breaks down, we need to repair it. Tonight, I'm going to talk about 3 main points why nutrition is a behavior choice or a health behavior concept that affects our lives in all areas. So one of the first point is, why is nutrition paramount? Why is it necessary? The second point is, what benefits do we gain from making healthy nutrition choices? And thirdly, what contributions can we make individually to ourselves, to our family, and to the nation as a whole when we make this single choice of eating healthy? So let's talk about the first point. Why is it important to make this choice? I'm sure we've all heard about you are what you eat. Time and again, there have been tests, research, confirmation that says that breastfed babies and bottle-fed babies or formula-fed babies grow differently, or they develop differently. One grows faster and is not able to fight diseases as efficient as the breastfed that grows a little bit more slower, but is effectively able to fight diseases and grows stronger. And they fight obese later days in their lives. And so we see it is true. It is not a rocket science to understand it. The things we put in our body is what builds what we have here. The muscles you have, are they strong? What built it? The bones we have, are they strong? Are they able to withstand a fall? Are they brittle? What are you feeding those bones? So you see, we are what we eat. What we put in us builds what we have. Even the hair we grow on our head, the food we put inside us shows the results of the hair, the nails, the eyes, everything we have. So it is true, we are what we eat. The quality of our nutrition determines how this engine will perform. How are you performing in your adolescent years? How are you doing in terms of fighting diseases? How are you able to maneuver in your later years? Are you easily affected by diseases, the colds, the coughs that happens? Are you easily affected? How is your engine performing? Are you putting unleaded fuel or gas into a diesel? So you see, the nutrition or the quality of our nutrition maintains the engine and affects how it performs. Our second point. What are some of the benefits that we gain from eating healthy or making healthy choices in our daily lives? Well, first of all, individually for ourselves, we maintain a well-being. We are able to get up in the morning not feeling drowsy and tired and depressed. We get ready and go to work. What happens? We prevent little things like depression and I'm not in the mood, and nutrition affects us in so many different ways. So we maintain our health-being, or we even improve our health-being with the food we eat. It improves, or we also improve our ability to fight diseases and infections. And this pandemic that we are in right now is a paramount example of how some people have been able to ward off infection or being affected by this virus because they have strong immune system. And we've seen the sad outcome of those who also have been affected by this virus but couldn't stand it because the materials we are using to build this body is either able to fight or be fought and defeated. So what we put inside us really affects our ability to fight diseases. Also, we are able to improve our ability to recover should we break down like a machine, should we get affected or getting injured or have some viruses or bacteria affect us. Sometimes we are not able to ward them off, but we are able to fight because we've been affected. But because the body is so strong, it has what it needs to fight. It's able to fight quickly. For example, somebody who has better nutrition and has a better foundation heals faster after surgery than somebody who does not. So we see the benefits in having proper nutrition is numerous. And we cannot even count the pandemic that we have right now. High blood sugar, diabetes is almost a pandemic in the United States. Even children in the adolescent age are having diabetes, which is something that is costing the government huge sums of money, and it's affecting our family, and it's affecting our ability to work. Cholesterol, cardiovascular diseases. These are all things that we can avoid if we have healthy eating choices. So we see healthy eating behavior affects our lives in almost every area that we live daily. We also have our third main point, that when we have or we make healthy choices, we help build a better health system in our nation. We know the government spends trillions of dollars in our healthcare system. And even that, we do not have enough to cover everyone. Not everybody has insurance. And those that have insurance are funded or supported by the government, which also contributes to the debt of our nation and also affects the economy as a whole. So you see, when we are healthy, we ward off these instances of calling in sick or not being able to help go to school to teach or not being able to care for our family. It's a ripple effect. But one single choice of healthy nutrition or healthy eating is able to take care of all these things. And so we make a huge contribution to the nation if we help reduce the debt of the nation by not having diabetes, high blood cholesterol, or high blood pressure, things that cause ultimate death and diseases in our families and in our nation. So we make a very huge contribution by taking care of ourselves nutrition-wise. Cardiovascular diseases, cancers, diabetes, cholesterol, these are all huge impacts that affect the health system. Now we are having shortage of doctors, shortage of nurses, healthcare providers, because they are overworked, because the nation is sick. But a healthy eating choice is what will help take care of this. Now, as we make these choices, we individually help ourselves. And effectively, if we help ourselves, we will introduce the healthy habits to our families. And our families will be stronger and be able to ward off these diseases. Like I mentioned already, diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, and such. Then we are able to create this in our families because they will be prevented from getting these. And the whole nation, with little drops of our example, it starts with ourselves, with our family, and the nation will be affected eventually. But how? It is very important. We've seen that we are what we eat, what we put in ourselves determines how this engine, our body, works, how it maintains it, and how it is repaired when it breaks down. Because we do get sick. It's a mechanism that the body does to protect itself as well. So how can we make these choices? We can start very simply and very easily with one daily choice a day. For example, are you able to substitute a snack instead of grabbing the snack bar? Can you eat an apple instead? A sweet, juicy apple. Or a tangerine. They are in season. Sweet, juicy tangerine. You get your vitamin C from it. Something that helps us ward off colds and flus and even the virus. So make one healthy choice. Instead of getting the candy or the fruit, the bar, eat one apple a day and it will go a long way. How about choosing fish for dinner instead of the steak or the pork? You know, I did say initially that what grows help us grow. Plant-based foods are the ones that help us get the nutrients that we need. But we also know that our system right now, with the meat industry, there are so many antibiotics that they feed the animals. And we also get the effects of it when we eat. And so it has come to a point where we have to go down or reduce the number of meat or animal foods that we eat. And so can we make a choice? Can we make a substitution, a fish instead of a meat? Also, can we drink water instead of soda? It is very refreshing. Our body is 75% water. So think of it. Feeding your body with the things that it's already made of, supplying the fuel that it needs to perform. What do you think the body will do if it gets what it needs? So let's substitute drinking lots of water, what we really are, than drinking the sodas that have the chemicals that the body has to fight. You're putting in the things that it doesn't need, and then it has to fight against the diseases it supplies it. So, and also the government has this website called Choose My Plate. It's a very good resource that can help us choose the portion with little time, a little food sectioning, vegetables here, the portion of meat you need, the portion of legumes, or the beans and peas that you need, the dairy that you need. So it makes it so much easy for us as to how much we need to have a very nutritious diet every day. It's a good resource that we can tap into. And also we can join forces with a partner. You know, sometimes it's easy to make the choice when you have somebody doing it with you, or you commit to someone to help you, or they know that you are doing this and they can hold you accountable. So first of all, we talked about how our body is like an engine that needs fueling, that it needs maintenance, that it needs repairs. Do not put diesel into a gasoline car. You know what will happen. So let's give the foods we need. Let's not be easy on grabbing and going. Of course, it is difficult to go to the grocery store, be in line, select the foods you want, come home, wash, clean, cook. It's daunting. But our system, our environment has made it so easy for us to just grab a fast food filled with additives, with salts, with sugars that are bad for us. No wonder, even in our 20s, we have arthritis. Even in our 30s, we have breast cancer. In our prime age that we're supposed to be very active, we are struggling. The little extra time we will spend in making the right choice. Pick fruits. Shop when you go shopping, shop at the colorful section along the walls, the bananas, the oranges, the cucumbers, all the fruits and vegetables, the colorful food that we get the nutrients that the body needs. We've talked about the benefits we get from it. Our machine, our body, works at its optimum. Some things like depression, anxiety, instead of filling our body with pills and chemicals, let's feed our body with what it really originally thrived on. Give it what it needs, and it will act efficiently for us. And like they say, everybody wants to, everybody likes to, everybody desires to, but it's only those who commit to change are successful.